Hi, in this video we're going to discuss some of the things we dislike about the Dyson V11 cordless stick vacuum. Now, the first thing is the vacuum weight. Now, we've created a table here. This column is total stick vac weight, and this column is just the handheld component, like the ones you see here. Now, let's start with the V11. Total weight 6.68 pounds. Now, that came off the Dyson website. The V10, 5.5 to 5.9 pounds. Now that depends whether you got a motor head or an animal or an absolute. V8, 5.75 pounds. V7, 5.3 to 5.45 pounds. And V6, 5 pounds to 5.1 pounds. You can see a very steady progression, an increase in weight all the way up to the V11. Now, if you've had one of these earlier models and you buy yourself a V11, you'll notice it right away when you're moving it around, and you'll feel it up here in the handheld component. Now, again, 6.7 pounds. Let's face it, that's still a reasonably light stick vacuum, but again, it is heavier than the earlier models. Now, over here in the handheld weight, now that's where you see the differences more dramatically. This is the old V6, and this guy, 2.9 pounds, really easy to use as a handheld component. Now, your V7 here, 3.1 pounds. V8, they bumped it up to 3.5 pounds. The V10, this is the motorhead. It had a shorter canister, so it's only 3.45 pounds, the V10 motorhead. Now, the V10 Animal or Absolute here, the one that doesn't balance properly, it's got a longer dust canister on it, 3.65 pounds. And now, with your V11, let's take this off, this is your V11 handheld component. And this guy is 4.45 pounds. And it's fairly large and fairly heavy. You will feel this, a little bit on your wrist and arm if you're doing extensive handheld cleaning. This is the high torque cleaner head. It's the only cleaner head you get with the V11 torque drive and the V11 Animal. Now, we've run this on our bare floor, and in this case it was tile, against a pretty ugly debris field. And we found that in eco mode and in auto mode, there's a tendency to scatter debris a little bit. Now, in boost mode, I think we found that additional suction seemed to limit the scatter to some extent. So in boost mode, it worked fairly well on bare floors. But of course, you're going to take a runtime hit on the battery using that most powerful suction mode. Now, the debris we put down is fairly extreme, I suppose. We've got ground up Cheerios, we've got flax seeds, we've got chili flakes, we've got larger green peas, we've got pet hair, we've even got human hair. So it might be a bit beyond something that you're going to have to deal with, but nevertheless, we're going to show a couple of clips here using this torque drive cleaner head on our tile surface. We'll run it in eco mode and we'll run it in auto mode, and I think you'll see a little bit of what we mean. We're going to run this on eco power mode. See how we perform. Okay, well, not bad. I guess it takes a lot of back and forth. You do get scatter as well. You can see there's little bits of things still floating around. It's not great. Obviously, I think better suction would help. So we'll try this in auto power mode next. Okay, same debris in auto power mode. All right, well, marginally better, a little less scatter. If you want better bare floor cleaning in the lower power modes, you probably want this, which is a soft roller cleaner head. Now, it can be bought separately. It also comes with something called the V11 Absolute, which I don't believe is presently available in the US. We're going to run a clip now showing this particular cleaner head operating in eco mode on a tile floor, and you'll see it does a fairly good job, especially in that low power mode. I guess the downside here is that this doesn't come with either the torque drive or the Animal. This is the soft roller cleaner head. We're going to run it on a tile surface against this debris. Now we're going to run it in the lowest power mode, which is eco mode, and we'll see how well it does. Okay, you can see that even in that low power mode, this tool is very good at tackling bare floors. You do get a host of tools with your V11. What we've got laid out here is what you get with the V11 torque drive or the V11 Absolute. This is a mini soft dusting brush, mini motorized tool, stubborn dirt brush, combo tool, crevice tool, and a wand storage clip. If you're getting the Animal, you don't get this mini soft dusting brush, so you get this here. Now, it just simply would have been nice if there was some kind of accessory bag or something to put these in, because there are quite a few of them. The V11 has a couple of issues that we've seen people talking about with all the Dyson stick vacuums. The first being the non-swappable battery, and the second being the fact that you have to hold that trigger down to get power. Now, people would like a swappable battery. When the battery is fully run down, they'd like to be able to grab a second battery that's fully charged, put it in, and continue vacuuming while that depleted battery is on charge. Well, these things are not made to be easily swappable. Now, the trigger issue is that this trigger, there's no mechanism to hold it down, so you have to hold it down with your finger if you want the vacuum to run. The minute you take your finger off the trigger, it stops running. Some people feel or have stated that they actually get a sore finger from having to do that. So those are two issues that remain. It would have been nice if the recharge time of the V11 was a little bit shorter. Now this is your V8. It had a recharge time of 5 hours, and then we went to the V10. Now this is the motor head. Actually, all of the V10s have a recharge time of 3.5 hours. They managed to get that back down to the recharge times of the old V6 and V7. Now your V11 here has a recharge time of 4.5 hours, so it has gone up. I mean, that's got to be the penalty you pay, or at least part of the penalty for such a large battery. I mean, the other penalty, of course, is the weight, but it would have been nice to see a shorter recharge time. The final issue we have with the vacuum is that it is very expensive. Now, if you want a V11 Animal, you're looking at close to $600. If you want a V11 torque drive, $650 to $700. At least those are, around the current price. So this is not an inexpensive vacuum cleaner. Okay, so those are some of the things we dislike about the Dyson V11. However, there are plenty of things about this vacuum that we really do like. And you can see those in our video entitled What We Love About the Dyson V11. Thanks very much for watching.